Alright, we'll just do it like this. So I've been having, everything works fine, but the problem is all these programs, they just updated and it just threw off all my presettings because I've been doing this for like years and now it's all messed up. And let me know, you might notice a flicker every once in a while in the camera. Please let me know if you do see that. That's the main thing I'm trying to fix now. I'm talking to the companies and we can't quite figure out why it's happening. So, it's such a pain. Only happens with this program. Really upset about that audio stuff. But let's just get into it. So, because this is all going to be time-lapsed for the video anyway. But what we're doing now is I'm going to be working on the baby Yoda puppet. And hopefully finishing it up very, very soon. I wanted to do the cloak today. I'm going to attach the arms really quick as well. And now at Joann, I went to Joann yesterday to try to get the fabric, and I knew they'd probably have some guidelines because of the pandemic, but apparently you can't go in. You have to pre-order online, and then you just pick it up. And if that was for a normal visit, that would be fine, but since I was going to be getting fabric for the coat, I was going to look around and experiment and try to find some fabrics I thought would look right. But again, unfortunately, I don't have the opportunity to do that. So I'm going to kind of use what I have. And I am lucky that I found something that is at least a good color. So if you look here, this is just regular fleece. Regular polar fleece. Or, no, this is not polar. I think this is the anti-pill. The anti-pill fleece. But I was pretty lucky to have something in stock that is pretty darn close to it. I'd really rather not use fleece because I think another fabric would lay better and more accurately. But you know what? You work with what you have sometimes. So let's just get right into it. First thing I'm going to do drill some holes in this guy. Show you guys what I have here. You can see that. And with that, I'm going to go in with the arms. And I'll tie that off. Trim that. I'm going to leave a tail so I can, adjust it later if I need to. But I don't want it dragging. Alrighty, get one more knot in there. Sorry that the audio is not going to be as nice as I would hope, but I just got to get this guy done. I've been so busy with teaching and stuff that I just haven't been able to just crank this puppet out the way I want to. Okay, we got. It's kind of like a burlap looking fabric, but looks good. I'm going to leave that up there so I can see. These are not good scissors to use for that. Alrighty. The stretch is going that way, and I want it to go across. This looks way too long. I don't know what did I measure? I thought I measured it. 8 inches? Oh yeah. What was I thinking? Well, maybe I'll let it roll up like that. Let's see how this is looking. Probably do some weathering on this a little later, but God, I really don't love this fabric. Let me check one more thing. I might have another. We're out of luck. It's all right though. Okay. Get some sleeves going on this guy. Actually, that looks like a good size. Just make it a little bit longer, about 2 fingers width, not including the roll. Alright, let me just stitch this quick. I'll put the sewing cam on. This is, someone's asking about what fabric this is. You know, this is kind of sloppy, but you know what? It's so homemade looking, his thing anyway. I think it'll add a little character. And I may even use the inside. Yeah, I think it's fine for what this is. This is just regular fleece. This would make a good cookie fabric, like someone just was suggesting. Now let me see here. Let me just taper this end just a little bit more. This is a really sloppy way of doing it, guys. I'm really just kind of shooting from the hip here. Normally I'd, especially something that needs to be more precision made, but this cloak is pretty rough looking. So, I'm gonna, like I said, shoot from the hip. Oh, that looks nice. Look at that turn. It's not too pretty from the outside. Rather from the inside, but it looks pretty from the outside. Alright. That part looks good. So now I've got to make a collar. Get rid of some of these scraps here. Okay, I'm going to actually cut this off of him, which I hope I don't regret. There's this detail going down the center, which I'm going to do something for that quick before I move on. I'm going to just top stitch it though. About 2 fingers width, I think, will do. Actually, I really like the salvage edge, so I'm going to try to use that. I kind of want it on both sides, so I might do something like that. So let me try that. So I kind of like that. That works. You got a little seam there, but you can barely see it. Let me stitch this puppy down. Okay. That kind of does what I want it to do. I think there's even shoulder ones, so I'm going to trim, put a little bit of that there too. Yeah, I should have done this before I stitched the sleeves on, but luckily, if you do it just right, you can get away with it. Again, this would have been 1,000 times easier to do before the sleeves were attached. Which is painfully clear to anyone who is experiencing machine sewing. And also, this is mimicking where I could have just put a seam anyway. I kind of like the look of the salvage edge. Stitched on top, just top stitched in. Okay, that's looking quite nice, I think. Okay, so now for this crazy. So it's really interesting the way this is swooped around. I think what I'm going to do is make it into a tube, and then stick one end of the tube inside of the other end of the tube. That's not the way you would normally do a collar. Oh, actually, you know what? I should maybe just do it like a normal collar. Yeah. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do a couple things. Let me make a gusset first. Okay, so that'll be my gusset. Now let's... Whoever said this would be good cookie fabric, they're absolutely right. To make a cookie. A fabric cookie. Kind of want to do it now. That's like the perfect length. Like I said, guys, I'm just shooting from the hip right now. So let me get that picture back up again. Okay, there's one seam that I don't want to have where that's rolled. So what I'm gonna do is what do they call it? Not a loop stitch, a catch stitch? What is it called? So a blind, kind of like a, no, not a blind stitch. Yeah, I guess it's a blind stitch. Blind stitch, that's what it's called. So let me just do, there's a bunch of different ways to do it. Well, a lot of them are cross stitch. A cross stitch is a form of a blind stitch. Whoa! That's where you just catch the fabric, but you don't go through. And you definitely don't pull hard because you don't want to show, you do not want little pucker marks where the fabric will pucker up. They do this in a lot of suit coats. It's a way of, that's what I'm actually doing, is I'm hemming this. Blind stitch. I had a blind hemming machine, which I almost bought one like 3 times. But actually, I don't know how well that would even work on this type of fabric. I'm still wired from a coffee that I had at like 3 o'clock. Can you guys still hear me? Let me know if there's any questions about anything. I can kind of be glancing up more than I am today. Ah, yes, Frank. Good catch there. Yes, you never, almost never, ever want to knot your sewing. Never, never. I learned that when I worked when I was trained in costuming and tailoring. Almost never. It's a good way to wreck your fabric and have a weaker stitch. Oh, where did my needle go? Let me just trim it. This isn't that even here. There it is. So if you look at this, now we have one side hemmed with no stitch line, which is really great. So what I'm going to do is fold this in like this. And put that in like that. And I'm actually going to cut this back. Well, let me stitch this down first. I may glue that. I really want to glue it. Let me see what I'll do. Yeah, let me stitch this quick. Let me snip this. Should I snip it? To snip or not to snip? I'm going to snip it there. Okay. Now let me stitch that around there like that. Alrighty, now I'm going to stitch this to this, and we should be virtually done. Good. Alright guys, I think we got it. Let me see here. Have you guys been noticing? Oh, never mind. I was gonna say, did that camera just flash like that? Let me know. Ah, there we go. There it is. And I think we have a coat here. I'm gonna do a little bit of texturing, or a little bit of shading. It's not the way I would normally do it, but like if you heard the beginning of this rant, this is not the fabric I would have chosen because of the stores being closed locally to get like a nice jacket fabric that I would typically use for him. I actually have the perfect fabric, but it's the wrong color. Let me show you what it is. It's right here. I'm completely blanking. Oh, Sherpa. This is a Sherpa fabric, I think it's called. That's what it's called. But if you can see on this side, it's kind of furry. And on this side, it has almost like a velvety-like look to it. This is what you'd really want to use. This is exactly what you'd want to use to make his coat. This Sherpa fabric. However, I only have it in this charcoal gray. I don't have it in the right tan color because I ordered this for I was gonna actually make my wife a coat out of this, probably about 5 years ago, but we ended up going in a different direction with that project. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to get the kind that I needed. So, and I didn't want to order it randomly because Sherpa fabrics can be kind of diverse. Sometimes they're very stretchy, like a blanket, like Sherpa blankets. I guess I could use like a blanket. It'd be similar to using something like this. But yeah, so what I'm going to do, I may or may not do this on camera. Let me know in the comments down below if it's something you definitely want to see. If I get a lot of people saying yes, then I'll do it on camera tomorrow maybe. But I was actually going to try to tint everything except for the collars. I'd leave the collars kind of that slightly lighter tan here on the cuff and the collar. And everything else I might kind of just, I don't know, spritz with some airbrush or maybe do some like sponging to darken it up. I might not even do that. I really got to debate. I think it's just like a little bit too close in, I mean close, it's the same color. You know, it's all one fabric. So we'll see. So again, let me know in the comments below. And either way, I will see you guys next time.